Hi guys, it's that time again, which is better. And this time we're going to be looking at The Satanist by Behemoth and Surgical Steel by Carcass, and we're going to start right now. So Behemoth the Satanist might just be their so far masterpiece. Critics all over have praised this album for the original approach, and it definitely sounds inspirational and excellent, and I agree with them. The Satanist is probably one of the best black and death metal records ever. It went gold in Poland, and that's definitely saying something. Now, Nurgle in this album decided to get rid of the multi-layered vocals typical Behemoth's previous albums. Think of the apostasy in favour of a more natural approach, and this result is probably his best vocal performance, hands down. His screams, growls, they sound demonic, although not too artificially elaborated. And then the bass sound. Orion is finally clearly audible in the mix, and the bass shines in every single song on the album, and is not overwhelmed by the guitars anymore. And also providing some interesting grooves and riffs. If you hear in Blow Trumpets, Gabriel, or O Father, O Satan, O Son. The guitar sound is heavy, dark, sinister, and beautifully distorted and hefty. In other words, beautiful. The riffs are a mixture of death metal and black metal, and the songs are also distinguished by the presence of arpeggios and tremolo picking. Solos are tasteful and really add elegance to the mix. They're never self-indulgent, and sometimes they're just simple, and sometimes they elaborate, or sound furious, or sinister, or both, according to the case. The whole production sounds crystal clear and expected from a nuclear blast record. The simple, really heavy, sinister, full of energy riffs are accompanied by Inferno's furious and typical double bass drumming. His performance proves him once again to be one of the best drummers in extreme metal, without question. His blast beats sound spot on too. Now, Nurgle chose to give a slightly symphonic touch to the album, running sessions where the guitars and drums were backed by the classical instruments, trombone, strings, saxophone, and this really adds atmosphere and makes that sound even more epic. The lyrics here are deep, somehow cryptic, beautiful, and always talk about occultism and Satanism inspired by Nurgle's own philosophy. Let's talk about the tracks here. We have mid-paced songs like the opener, Blow Trumpets, Gabriel, the title track, Audio Fantastic, O Father, O Satan, Son, an incredible epic that includes a really catchy bass riff, and which is probably also the best track on the album, and the fast furious songs like Pure Divinus or Amen. Each and every track is extremely well composed and enjoyable to listen to, as well as they're distinguished from the others as well. It's interesting to notice that in some tracks like In Absence of Light and the final epic, Nurgle made an excellent use of spoken parts, and expedient that really adds to the whole atmosphere and listening experience, feeling the dark splendour of this musical masterpiece. So The Satanist proves to be one of Behemoth's finest albums. Excellent song structure, clear production, fantastic lyrics, and a great vocal performance by Nurgle, making it an obliged listen to any black death metal fan out there. You don't want to miss out. Switching gears, we're going to look at Surgical Steel by Carcass. This is one of the few albums I've had the pleasure of playing again and again for days on end, headbanging all the way. Indeed, it was fame surrounding Carcass's older album, Heartwork, as a legendary metal work that drew me to discover more from this band. When I first heard Surgical Steel, I was shocked by the Maiden-style higher-end riffs in the Melodeath song. I mean, I know Melodeath is supposed to be the new wave of British heavy metal meets death metal, but no other band has really done it like Carcass. Take all those catchy melodic riffs from Iron Maiden minus Bruce Dickinson's vocals, and you have a badass, unclean vocalist who knows how to scream and throw in some death metal, and boom, you have Carcass. Now, they are definitely the masters of musicianship of melodic death metal in this album, unlike any other I've listened to. The vocal hammers away in a perfect tandem with every little pitch change on the guitar, and the drums slam away in a perfect unison with the flow of the song, and the catchy guitar riffs are spammed like crazy with the interesting little pitch changes thrown all over the place that create just that catchy riff that you could just think about. In a way, Carcass capitalizes on the success of Heartwork and the catchy riffs of like those featured on Embodiment from that album, all over the place in Surgical Steel, and they still keep spamming the catchiest riff of the song in what makes this album so successful. Now, usually I get the chorus of a song stuck in my head, but Surgical Steel has whole sections of the song stuck in your head daily on repeat. Artwork was indeed incredible. It suffered from a slower pace that kept someone who loves fast music bored at times. This album puts that all to rest. Every song is masterfully executed at breakneck pace. Production also increased dramatically and added years and have definitely helped Carcass rather than hurt them. Every rasp from Walker's voice is crisp and intense, and every drum pound and guitar riff is perfectly audible. To sum it up, if you like fast, catchy, rhythmic, brutal death metal, and you can handle these vocals, then pick up this album, because it's seriously a work of art. So there you have it, guys. Which album do you think is better? Let me know in the comments down below. Other than that, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.